This is Anthony's West Texas Rides coming back at you from Family Power Sports here in beautiful San Angelo, Texas. Another beautiful day, and if you can see what I can see, I am on a 2018 Kawasaki Vaquero. We're going to take this little girl out for a spin. See how she feels. Alright. This nice bike is black with a little bit of green accent. Pin striping is really sharp. We'll find a spot down the road a little ways and I'll hop out and do a little walk around and let you see it. Pretty nice bike. Like I said, I get to do all these ride videos from the guys at Family Power Sports. I gotta get used to that clutch. Here in San Angelo, located off the Houston-Hart Expressway, off Arden Road. If you're in the area, come by and give these guys a shout. See what all they've got to offer you in the bike department. Four-wheelers, ATVs, UTVs. I think that's what they're called, utility vehicles. I call them ranch rompers, so alright, use this clutch a little bit. Alright, I like this. It's got heel toe shifter, floating footboards. This bike will probably be a lot similar to my ride on the Yamaha Venture, in that this little bitty windshield. I'm probably going to have a lot of wind noise, so I don't know if y'all be able to hear the engine or exhaust all that well. So mirrors are pretty nice. Seat's pretty comfortable. It's got a slot for a backrest, but I have yet to figure out who offers the backrest. So I've gone on Kawasaki's website and I don't see any accessory list that shows a backrest option for this seat. Chris and I pulled the seat off and took a look, and it's got a spot, built-in little bracket and everything, so something's got to be available. Alright, so 2018 Kawasaki Vaquero. This is a 1700cc motorcycle, 6-speed transmission, liquid cooled. Rough stats I think are 79-ish horsepower and 109 pound-feet of torque. I'm sure that's, you know, like every other company, exaggerated. If you put it on the dyno, it would probably be closer to 100 pound-feet of torque. Analog gauges up front, real nice. I really like the look. I like this kind of old style retro look of this bike in the front end, which, like I said, we'll get it, find a spot up here where I can hop off. We'll do a little walk around. Clutch release is toward the end of the friction zone there, so it's a little different than my bike. Got a good feel to it. Really nice. Narrow. I'm 5'11", about a 30-inch inseam. My legs fit pretty nice. I don't feel encumbered by anything. The air cleaner on each side doesn't really hit my legs or bother me all that much. So the one thing about this bike, as far as the 6-speed transmission, both 5th and 6th gears are considered overdrive on this bike. A lot of people, when they ride this, they don't necessarily know that, so they'll be in 6th gear, you know, at 50, 60 mile an hour, or even 60, 70, and 6 feels awfully sluggish. I'm in 4th gear right now, 5th at 60, going 2,500 RPM, 6th, 2,000, roll on, a little sluggish. It's not the biggest fan. So the 6th gear, he really really won't come into play much until you get up to, you know, highway interstate speeds, your 75, 80 mile an hour, and then you can set that, and boy, it'll work great. Got some modes here. Trip A, Trip B. Hello. Thanks for looking this direction. But anyway, this has got a frame-mounted fairing. I kind of like to call this the poor man's Harley Davidson. I've always laughed and wanted to get a jacket that said Hardly Davidson, since most of the time all I ever ride or own is Kawasaki and Yamaha. And for this bike, I think I would make it the Harley Davidson Road Glide comparison model. For those trying to understand what you could compare it to, the Harley Davidson Road Glide, or I guess the Indian, I guess Chieftain would be the one without the touring trunk, but still has the front fairing. Although the Chieftain has the electronically adjustable windshield, so one mirror there just doesn't want to sit right with me. Take a little more adjustment. It's got a good feel. This has got cruise control. It's a little awkward to get to. Orange light in the front there tells you that the cruise control is turned on, and then you hit the set button and green light comes on, lets you know the set. Throttle by wire system, so you can bump it to increase your speed, bump it down to decrease your speed, kind of like a car. It'll maintain your speed up and down the hill versus, you know, your little throttle lock kind of cruise controls. Roll off, brake, disengages it, so you got your fuel gauge over here on the left, temperature gauge over here on the right, tachometer here on the right side on the bigger gauges, and your speedometer on the left. Display in the middle there. It's pretty nice, pretty visible. The footboards are floating rubber, so you got a little wiggle room there. Not a lot of vibration, feels really good. I'm not getting really any vibration through the handlebars either, so that's nice. You got your stereo system here. I'll turn the volume up here a little bit and let you hear it, and then I'll turn it back down so it doesn't play too long. Get the volume up. 8. There are aftermarket kits you can buy to beef up the speakers if you want, amp kits, and lots of YouTube videos on all that kind of stuff, so I highly recommend getting on there and looking at that. ECU flashes at Ivan's ECU, you know, find some videos on that on YouTube. Look him up on his website, Ivan's ECU. Do some improvements there and beef it up a little bit, a little better throttle response, horsepower, take out some of the clean conditions that come out of the bike from factory whenever they build them. One of the things I really like about this bike is once you turn the bike on, you can notice I don't have the key in here anymore. You can pull the key out so it's not flopping around and scuffing up your stuff on your bike, so that's always real nice. I really like that. Looks like a good little spot to stop and do a walk around. Find a spot to turn around up here and we'll work our way back. I think my last video of that Yamaha Eluder was just a little on the long side. This is my first video, so I'm learning. It's a work in progress. So, you know, I could do a little turnaround up here. Brakes feel real good. Now this has linked ABS, So that's a loose gravel here. Awesome. Alright. Nice and stable. It's got a little taller center of gravity than the Yamaha Eluder does. Fine neutral there. Put the kickstand down, do a little walk around. Alright. Kawasaki Vaquero. This 2018's black here, as you can see. Let's see, I got the key here. Chrome exhaust. You can get footboards for the passenger if you want, backrest and all that stuff if you'd like to do something like that. It's got a spot front auxiliary plug, dual front disc brakes. Looks pretty sharp from the back. I really like it. You got a few different seat options just from factory. They make a heated solo seat you can put on here, or just a solo seat, or a touring seat with a little bit with some gel foam pads and a little bit wider pillion for the passenger, which I'm sure my wife would love. As you can see down here, we've got heel toe shifter. So if you're a fan of those, that's real nice. If you're not a fan, you know, you can probably change that out or take you something and cut that off and touch the paint up if you wanted. Front fairing, you know, it's got that old school look to it. You know, there are people who love and hate it. I'm one of those people who love it. I think it looks awesome. There are auxiliary lights you can buy and put in and replace the two little portholes there and put you some auxiliary lights in, so have you some more lighting. But let's open up the deal there. Let's turn that volume down a little more. I don't want anybody dinging me for too much noise. As you can see in there, it's pretty deep. You can put a pretty decent, good sized phone in there. Galaxy Note 8 would fit in there no problem. That's a pretty darn big phone in my opinion. Here you've got looks like some plugs to add some accessories for maybe being able to plug in an iPod or an Android device. Saddlebags. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to mention that to Family Power Sports when I get back. That's missing. I don't know if that fell out or just didn't get installed or fell backwards. But here's the saddlebag. You have to lock and unlock it each time you open it, so you'll never have to worry about the bag opening up. I personally like the side opening bags over the top opening bags, especially on the Kawasaki 1700 series, the Nomad and the what's the other one? The Voyager. Not that the other bags are bad, they're still nice, but I just like the looks a little better of the side mount bags, similar to the old 1600 and 1500 Kawasaki Nomad models. So pretty good room. You got a little extra room here, and then you can, if you stuff it full, you can wrap your straps around it to help hold stuff in, and then you can lock that down. There we go. Make sure I get that locked good. Looks like you've got a plug already built in here. You could plug in some heated gear. Got your crash bar there. Put some highway pegs on if you wanted. Alright, let's hop back on. Stick the keys back in my pocket. We'll head back try and make these videos a little bit shorter. I know I have a hard time watching those longer 30-minute videos, even though I love watching motorcycle videos on YouTube. All right. Yeah. Yep. Car coming. Tell you one thing I noticed, that kick bar back there, you can see right here, if I let my feet roll too far back, my heel catches that. That could tear your ankle up in a hurry, so just be careful of that whenever you start to idle off, and don't let your feet roll too far back with you. All right. Got plenty of power. I would put a aftermarket windshield on. There's all kinds of options for this bike. One that I really like that I've seen would be long view windshields. You can get them tinted with a recurve, and they'll put a vent in that windshield for you, so you can let a little more air through in the summer if it's a little warm and you need a little more air. You can open that vent up, be good to go. Yeah, this is still a real light, flickable bike. You know, for a bigger bagger. You know, I know it's not a FZ07 or a SV650 or something like that, but you know, you really can't compare this bike to that. It's a different kind of genre. You got to take the bike for what it is. It's a bagger. For a bagger, it's got good feel. I feel like I have to work real hard to shift the weight around on the bike. So suspension feels pretty nice. Rear suspension on the back here is pneumatic, so you can air that up if you get a little more load, or you're going to load your bags down, maybe have a passenger on back for a little day trip or something. Kick them up for that kind of ride, or let it down if you want to ride solo. A bike like this, you can also, if you wanted to put a touring rack on, you can, but you didn't want to do the whole Voyager concept. I saw a guy who put a Wampus rack on the back of this and then bought a leather-wrapped Mustang touring trunk and put it on. He had a 2016 version, which is pretty much identical to this one, but white, with that black rack, and it looked really sharp. I was actually really impressed. It might be something I would do if I were to buy this bike and wanted a little more storage, but wouldn't want to put the big touring trunk on that I couldn't really remove without a ton of effort. Whereas that Wampus rack, you take 4 bolts off, and boom, you can just pull that out of the way, and you're back to your kind of city run around town look if you want. But yeah, this is another nice bike. Kawasaki, Yamaha, man, they make good bikes. If you're not a mechanically inclined individual, or you just don't want to do the work on your bike yourself, one of the things that this bike has that is a nice little thing to have is this bike comes with hydraulic valve lash adjusters, so you don't have to worry about 12,000 miles or 16,000 miles having to either take your bike into the dealer and get the valves adjusted, or do it yourself if you're mechanically inclined to do so. Did my first valve adjustment on my bike, V-Star 1300, last year. That was the first time I've ever attempted to do that. I actually have to say I enjoyed that. I feel a little more accomplished, a little more manly, a little more Tim Allen, you know, doing the work yourself on your bike. Plus it saves you a little money. But Tiny Power Sports got a good service department, so that's always something you could bring your bike to them, let them do if you wanted, but you wouldn't have to with this bike, as you don't have to bring it in for valve adjustments. Just do an oil change, radiator fluid flush every year or two, and it'll be pretty good shape. Change spark plugs out every probably 16,000 miles or so. It's a bike you can probably really easily do a lot of the work yourself on. So, oh yeah, real light, no problem kicking it over. Real nice. I like having that fuel gauge. 3 things I want in the bike. I want cruise control, I want ABS, and I would love a fuel gauge. And a stereo. I guess there's 4 things. Like this black 2017 model is a red. I think that red is just absolutely gorgeous. The 2016 model is white, but they all have this pinstriping. Real sharp. Looks good on these bikes. Tell you what, you can't go wrong. You go Kawasaki or Yamaha. Even Suzuki makes some pretty decent bikes. They're not much in the bagger department lately, I have found personally. But I'd be a liar if I said I haven't owned a Suzuki C90 or a Suzuki C50. Both were really nice bikes, but they don't really have anything that has cruise control. Oh yeah, turn in real easy. No effort. Like I said, center of gravity is not too shabby on this bike. It's not quite as low as the Yamaha Looter. But real nice. Plenty of power, plenty of torque. You can just sit here and cruise, just mellow it away and enjoy it. Roll on. Not bad at all. Like I said, you get this thing, you could do a Kiriak and intake and maybe some Cobra tri-oval exhaust and Ivan's ECU flash. And from the dyno charts I've read, you're pushing around 115 pounds of torque on the dyno and about 90 something, I think it's 92 horsepower, I believe. If I remember correctly, it's been a little while since I looked those dyno sheets up. And plenty of power. Tons of power then. Head back in Family Power Sports. Drop this bad boy off. Stock exhaust doesn't sound bad though. I like a little exhaust note, but I don't want a loud exhaust. Over here at the parking lot, I want to do a tight circle, see how she feels in a tight circle. I had a car behind me, so I couldn't just do it right there. I was planning on doing it right back here. We'll run right up here and Furniture Row parking lot. Do a tight circle. See how she feels. See if it makes me feel like I have to put my foot down to keep from laying it over. I know that Yamaha Looter was exceptionally smooth and balanced when I did it on my last video there. If y'all check out my YouTube channel, obviously if you're watching this, you've probably checked out my YouTube channel. So Alright. A little bit harder to hold on the throttle, but didn't feel like I had to put my foot down. And new bikes always take a little bit of getting used to the feel and everything, so. Good sound though. Man, I like how this bike sounds. Plenty of lean. Don't want to lean too far on brand new tires, but good lean. I don't feel uncomfortable leaning it too far. Get used to that. Yeah, good brakes. Like that. Like good brakes. Got good grab. Don't be afraid to, these Kawasaki's, don't be afraid to grab a handful of brake. It takes a little more force to really get them to lock down. They'll lock down, but it takes a little more effort to squeeze and pull them in and get it done. All right, we're back at Family Power Sports, guys. So like I said, y'all come on in, check these guys out. Good bunch of guys. A lot of nice bikes. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and till the next time, y'all ride safe.